getting healed today, y'all. So, I first and foremost really just want to thank everybody that has taken this journey with me. Um, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey since getting pregnant. And so we're going on like a 2 year cycle of things. Motherhood was probably one of the biggest transformations in my entire life that I have experienced. It's it's so indescribable though. So my whole life, I feel like I knew the type of person that I wanted to be, what that looked like, what it sounded like, what it felt like, and there are versions of myself that I definitely needed to live in for just a moment. But this version of myself feels like the version that I wanted, feels like the version of myself that I like saw. Um, like if you have a vision board in your head, this is the version of me that I really aspired to be. So let's just take a moment to recap what we've done here over the last couple of weeks. Now, I have to commend you guys because it is kind of hard for me to keep a regular schedule while I may want to do things on my time. I am not on my time. And my son is a hater. Throw in, being sick and family events, like it is kind of hard to get on a regular schedule. So I do appreciate everyone that has stuck with me through the sporadic episodes and just here to listen and, here to gain a perspective on how we need to approach our healing journeys. This will be in the ninth episode in this series, which like yay for previous 8 episodes, right? But I feel like the healing journey is ready to take a different direction. I feel like we focused a lot on preparation and skills and tools and mindsets and things that we need to kind of start our journeys. Um, Being that I started going back to therapy and all that, like that's what inspired those topics, right? It's the things that we really need to sit and think about. And I do want to go over that. I want to recap what we've done so far. So, first and foremost, we talked about why we even talk about this stuff. Why are we here? What are we doing? What does it matter? What does it matter how I feel? And it does matter. It matters because at the end of the day, I truly think we are here to testify. I think we're here to live an experience and gain a certain insight and to pass that knowledge on to, down through our lineage. I think we're meant to learn some things and learn how to love appropriately. I think that's the assignment as humans. And we can't do that if we don't heal. And there are quite a few people like myself that know that we can't get through things because we have things to talk about. We have to decide what were mistakes. We have to decide what things were lessons. We have to sit and sort through these things so we can make better plans and better movements. We can plan better in the future to make better decisions. So to me, when we ignore the ugly stuff, when we shy away from talking about the hard stuff, you're essentially cheating yourself out of the end goal. You're cheating yourself out of the truth, out of this real moment, out of at least knowing. I hate being in a state of not knowing. Um, because personally, I don't feel like, and I've been told this a lot. I've been told that not everyone is capable of being as vocal as maybe I am about things. And that's so okay. But at the end of the day, we have to figure out a way to talk about the hard stuff so we can move forward. And so that if we decide that we care about this relationship or this connection, there are things that are going to have to change so that this doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? Or just so that your trauma is not passed on to those around you or to your kids, you know? So motherhood has been really cool because it doesn't have cute stuff all the time in it. And so it's been really fun to explore not just being a mom and the ugly stuff, but just being a human and the ugly stuff that comes with that and how healing looks like getting that stuff out. Healing is really cute aesthetically, but when you really like do the work, yeah, it's blood, sweat, and tears over here. Like, that's why. In the second episode, we talked about our undo list. And that was a really cool activity that I feel like a lot of y'all really enjoyed. And I hope that we're revisiting that because I revisit mine very often and it really puts some things into perspective. So if we look back at my undo list, I said I was going to stop venting. I said I was going to stay off of social media. And that is going okay. I've realized that that is one of the most valuable reasons that people have therapists is those are people that are paid to listen to you vent and to sort those feelings out so that you know what to do with them when you go back in the real world. I highly value my therapist for that reason. I don't want to take that time with my friends to complain and to be frustrated, especially when if they're not the cause of the frustration. That is something I've truly just wanted to change. Also, social media, like it's been hard to stay off, but the mindless scrolling I have been very conscious of. Like I almost clock it. Like, well, no, I do. I clock it. I literally like, oh, you're on your phone again. Is he watching you? How long is he watching you? What else does he see you doing? Like, have you read a book today? Why don't you read a book with him? Like, it's almost nagging. And that's like a skill I have to unlearn about myself too, is like how harshly I talk to myself while I know I'm messing up. But it's been really cool to hold myself accountable. Like, no, you scrolling your phone. The point of the undo list is to call attention to habits that are essentially sabotaging your success. And that's the entire point of it. So I hope you guys took the time to make that list and then are like revisiting it every couple of weeks to make sure that you're actually doing what you said you wanted to do. Okay, so in the third episode, we talked about what is it actually going to take for you to start doing what you need to do. What is it going to take for you to get serious? Is it going to be, losing things that you are used to relying on? Is it going to be, what is it? What's it going to take? We need to take a closer look at like how seriously do we take ourselves? Like people are only going to take you as seriously as you do. So I think that calls attention to like again how you're spending your time and are you if someone was looking at you, would they think that you take yourself seriously? Episode 4 was about support and it's on the flip side of do we really support each other? Do we support each other in the ways that we want to be supported? Who is in your corner? What do you and your friends spend your time doing? What do you and your friends spend time talking about? It's your friends, your family, who you associate with at work, outside of work. It is your environment. That's your support system, the resources you have around you. And to see if things are contributing positively or negatively to your goals. Episode 5 we were in deep gratitude and we wanted to take moments of pause to really be still and recognize whose we are, okay, and who we are, to really think about where we were and where we are, where we've been and what we want to be. How far off track are those things? Are they in alignment? You know, what lessons did we learn? Have we grown from these things? Like, these are the things to explore, but then to also be thankful for the progress that has been made, and to be thankful for the room that you have to grow, being grateful for seeing the light of day, or to just be in the presence of people you love, you know. But that next day, that's like the start of your gratitude. And what a beautiful thing that is. In episode 6, I explored loneliness and misunderstanding motherhood. Sometimes it feels like when we're having major life transformations that we're excited, anxious, um, and confused about, like really big life transformations. Sometimes those can be scary for us, but they can also be scary for the people that love us. And if a person, in my experience, if a person is too caught up in the person that you are and does not have the ability to love you through change or love you through evolution, then they're going to take seemingly happy moments for you, and they can kind of bring you down. They can kind of disrupt that happiness. Being pregnant, getting married, those are just the examples of when I've noticed like major life changes happening, and then it seems like people that you thought you would maintain connections with kind of like disappear. But and honestly, it's like shedding skin. And if they weren't meant to be on this journey with you at this point, then that's what that is. You don't even fathom what comes with creating a life and like being responsible for it. Because the creating part is so cute, and then like the being responsible for it part, that part is not cute, but it is real, and it comes with the territory. And some people can't hang, and that's okay. Um, that it depends on where that person is, where I am, where the mom is in their life. Like, people can be in different stages of their life and not need to be not to not be a part of each other's healing journeys. That's okay. In episode 7, we talked about affirmations and verbal manifestations. What are you feeding yourself? What are you telling yourself? What do we need to unlearn? What core values were developed from the doubting voices? What did you gaslight yourself about? Yeah, like, what are you telling yourself? I am really working to create a space in my home where no matter where you turn, you're being pushed in a direction of positivity, love, comfort, culture, familiarity, positivity, strength, courage. Like, you're gonna see something like that in my house. The last episode, episode 8, we were talking about letting old parts of you die. And like, for me, it was solving my mom identity crisis, right? But it's like it's a real identity crisis. It's going through a transformation and realizing that you're not supposed to be recognizable at the end of this. On the other side of this, you're going to look like a different person. You're going to walk and talk like a different person. Friendly reminder that in all of these things, all encompassing, right? You're remembering your why, that your voice is important and you're here to help other humans evolve and love each other, right? You acknowledge your parts in what's created, right? You look around your garden, essentially. You know, I like that analogy, sitting in your garden. You may have a couple of weeds and you may have some flowers, but what are the weeds that you planted, right? The accountability of it all. And then when are you going to do something about it? When are you going to start making those changes? Looking at your support system and saying, have I set myself up for success if I feel weak? Is this person someone I can lean on? Can I trust this person with the vulnerable sides of me when I'm not having a good day? And then remembering that feelings are fleeting and things are not the end all be all, and to stop and be grateful for where we are at and where we haven't gone that we maybe should have been. Then to look at, a life transformation and realize that not everyone's coming with you, to create systems and words and phrases and things that will reprogram you to unhear the gaslighting little voices in your head that keep you from doing things. That imposter syndrome finally silenced. And then to remember that this shit is not cute. To remember healing is not linear. This is all tools that you put in your tool belt to prepare for your journey. And this is essentially what's been going on in my life for the last couple of months. And it it's been a journey. It's been a journey. But guess what? We are here. We're here. And I'm going through such a beautiful life change right now that if I could see myself back in the day, I wouldn't even believe it. Now I'm really focused on my physical health. My flexibility is coming back. And without hard work, y'all, like, oh my God, I've never been so inflexible. So when I told y'all that like getting pregnant like really did something to me, I was like, I do not want to feel this way after the second kid because this don't feel like my body. And it's been quite a bit of honestly physical therapy, but like my version. Would love to start talking about the importance of stretching and breath work and body scanning and wellness routines like chiropractic, massage, aesthetics. Yeah, we're on to a physical journey now. Thank you guys so much for joining me on a really like awkward vlog healing journal journey. Thank you so much for just taking this walk with me, holding my hand through this, and being nice on the internet. Because hello. But like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited. If you guys are excited, stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure that you leave your comments so I know where we're at, what you're thinking, what's working, what's not. I don't know. Hit me up. That's fine. But yeah, I will be back in June with a new series. Bye.